Hey everybody, it's Dead Poetics, and this is yet another Skyrim series, or at least I hope so. This one we're getting rid of. Yes, false start. Don't look at that one. It's not what we want to do. I'm going to pick it on purpose this time. So, welcome to what will be the fourth attempt at trying to do a longer Skyrim playthrough again. This one I'm going to keep on YouTube for a little while because I want to shape the playthrough a little bit more thoroughly before introducing it to you, to stream, and have it kind of be at the whims of what happens in stream that day with all the alerts and all that kind of stuff. I want to kind of build it up to be a character that I can work with. We have a storyline that's already there. We figured out kind of how they act and how they behave, and we have a history of where they're going. So that's what we're going to do. So right now what I want to do is do just a real kind of a shorter intro to this. We're going to go through character creation. We're going to go through alternate start, which gives us the first step into our new world, and then show you the character and kind of walk through and see what happens the first time. Now, the first one I did, which you just saw a little bit of, is I did random for alternate start, and it dropped me right in front of Harkon and made us a full-fledged vampire. And I don't know if I can work that the way I want the story to go. You know me, if you've seen me do playthroughs before, vampire is not the kind of character I like to do. I like to have a lot more flexibility with some stuff, although vampires, you could argue back and forth about this, but it's just not me. Werewolves and vampires is just not one of those things where I enjoy playing through, and that'd be maybe another time. But this time I have a very particular race that I want to use that I have never really fully explored. We'll see that here. We're going to give random one more try, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to try and see if I can just pick it. So let's get in here and I'll introduce you to the character. And we'll start from there. This playthrough is on... I'm playing the game on my Windows system. It's my gaming rig, but I'm dual booting it, so I've got Linux on half of the hard drive and I've got Windows on the other half. So we're on the Windows side. So I still game everything else on Linux, but this specifically is going to be on Windows because I've got Mod Organizer working on it again. It was faster to get that up and running than trying setting everything back up on Linux, which crashed and burned when I was working with my Skyrim install there. So I've got that. We are still recording everything on Linux, so the stream machine is still doing its job and doing all the recording. So what you're seeing produced here is from that. So we're still kind of half and half. But with mods, it makes it a little bit easier working with its vanilla operating system, because you're already kind of breaking some rules by installing mods as it is and kind of going on the borderline of stability. So just to make sure that we don't have anything weird happening and we can run all the updates that come out from Mod Organizer, SKSE, and any other mods without too many hiccups, I've got everything running on the Windows side. So first things first, I realize I have to change races. So the race we're going to be dealing with is Orc. And so I have a preset already done. So I actually didn't read this. People of the Rothgarian and Dragontail Mountains, Orcish smiths are prized for their craftsmanship. Troops in heavy armor are among the finest and fearsome when using their berserker rage. So two-handed smithing, heavy armor, enchanting. So very much a melee build is what we're going to be doing. But we'll be going a little bit beyond that too. So let me introduce you to the character that I've got here. Chugga. There we go. Welcome to... Here we are. Many Roads. Now that's not an Orcish name. In fact, that sounds more Argonian than anything else. So maybe there's an influence there. But it's a character I'd have kind of been just sort of writing on in short story on my own just for fun. And then I finally decided, well, I wanted to have a backstory for him. I want to know what his history is. And that's what we're going to play, is his history. So he's from Orsinium, because as far as I've read, Orsinium still exists in it exists in its most current state again now, which I think is like the 4th iteration of Orsinium in Skyrim. Or not in Skyrim, but it's during this time period that Skyrim takes place at. It's just shy of the Skyrim border. I think it's in sort of its own one of the older original locations. Anyway, but we can look at that to confirm that, all that kind of stuff. So my thought is that if he's coming from there, then he is an orc that has a little bit more idea of community and a little bit more idea of pulling the various clans together and working together than an orc that's just trying to make a name for himself and just kind of beat things to a bloody pulp and that sort of thing. So all I know for the most part is that he had a home, he had a clan, a stronghold that he was a part of, or was not necessarily a stronghold because he was in Orsinium, the city of Orsinium. So something happened there where he ran into orcs that had been coming from Skyrim or came from bad refugees from other encampments or whatever that came to Orsinium, and had sort of a falling out where he came back to his family and found them all basically slaughtered by orcs from outside that came in and kind of had a different attitude. I'm not sure exactly how to play that because I don't know enough about how Orsinium works within the city itself. If it's a lot more peaceful, for lack of a better word, because what we're used to in orcs in Skyrim is right of succession is always bloody. You know, it's the chieftain has to rule by might of right and has access to everything that stronghold has to offer until one of his sons comes up, kills him, and proves the fact in battle that they're better. I don't think Orsinium follows along necessarily all that, although a lot of that's there. Also, too, he's going to be a follower of Trinimac, which is weird, because that falls back to before orcs really became orcs. We're going to explore all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to say I'm going to get it right, but it's those sorts of things that I want to see how this goes, and that's what Many Roads is for. He's going to be traveling down many different experiences, many different roads, to figure out where his place in the world is and where he can start to make an impact in terms of being an orc. And that's what we're going to do. Right? Right. Because the way I picture him later on in life is he becomes more of a kind of a nomadic sort of teacher figure, more of a kind of a mentor to other characters going on, having had a lot of experience in becoming an extremely fearsome warrior in his own right. So we have to get him there. So that's kind of the idea. So let's take this and we'll do R since he's all set up and ready to go. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I did with him before I saved the preset. No, we did his tattoos. Took care of it. Was it the eyebrows? Maybe it was the eyebrows. Okay, so the one thing, I kind of like his eyebrows though. He's got this sort of open look to him, to the face up here, and I like that. Let's just take one quick look here and see. Maybe we can bring that down just a bit. Let's see, brow height 2, is it this one? There we go. Okay, then we'll go brow angle. There we go. That should give him a little bit more of a serious look as opposed to kind of looking like what's going on constantly. And I think that'll work. We're also dealing with the I forget what the name of the mod is. It's not the eyes that have it. It's like the eyes of beauty or something like that. Finish name your character. Yes. But I find that because the eyes are so striking, it really makes it interesting to play. And two, he had an orc name at one point in time, and now he goes by the name Many Roads. So why was that a thing? Find out as we go along too. But I have been reading about the history of Orsinium because I do want him to have come from the latest incarnation of Orsinium, and then coming into Skyrim and seeing kind of what's going on. And then wanting to not necessarily gain power, but gain knowledge, gain ability, become something more of himself and grow as a person. Maybe to be a chieftain on his own someday, or maybe to be more of an impactful figure in history, which would lend itself to the game anyway. So I'm not going to do random this time because that's going to get me in trouble.
My child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
So let's see. What if? Let's see. We could do crossing the border illegally, but he wouldn't have done that. Could be camping in the woods. Shipwrecked off the coast. He wouldn't have been shipwrecked. He would have been walking. Yeah, a vampire in a secluded lair, I think, is what was given to us. Attacked and Left for Dead I've done before. Let's do this one. This one's difficult, but we could do it. I think this is the one I did Jackio with. Or we could do I Live in an Orca Stronghold. And this is exactly the reason why I didn't want to do this on stream. Because it's one of those things when streaming it, I know everybody has an opinion of how things should go, and making decisions within the context of 5 minutes on a chat isn't what I want to do. Why would he be shipwrecked? What would he have been looking for? Akaviri stuff? Would he have done that? Let's do camping in the woods. Camping in the woods seems to make the most sense for him to be traveling. Many roads, right? So he's already been traveling a little bit. Let's try it.
The woods can be so peaceful this time of year. Good hunting.
Okay. So we've got that started. We do not have any lockpicks here because we didn't take that. There's a little bit of tearing, it looks like, on my screen. Hopefully that's not carrying over to yours, although it looks like it might be a little bit. It's my first real-time recording with this kind of a setup, but it looks like it's okay. Things will change as we go on, but I wanted to at least get started. Yeah, I forgot about that. But this is also another game where I want to play it long enough to get comfortable with it. Okay. Religion. Here we go. And this is gonna piss off a bunch of people. Excuse my language. Most denizens of Tamriel are religious. You may choose a deity. So this is Winter Sun deities. Minor blessing and learn about the sacred tenets. If you wish to follow a different deity later, find and activate their shrine. We are going to be following Trinimac. Well, only true orcs follow Malakath. Well, yeah, but he's not going to do that. So, approved attacks against humans. Okay. Led the armies of the original elven tribes against mankind. So this is before Trinimac was thrown into the ash pit or consumed by Boethia. However you like that lore to figure out. This is the god he is worshipping is what was previous, what was prior. But also we do get two-handed weapons are a good thing, and I've never been a fan of Boethia anyway. So that's not that you would want to be with Malakath, as it is, but Trinimac was a warrior first and foremost, and so maybe it's a thing where Many Roads is finally thinking maybe dragon right away. Man, I hope not. Oh, it's control. Okay, I thought C was crouch for some reason. I've been playing too many other games. Alright, and as we usually do, FOV, make sure this is set to something reasonable. It is. Okay. So we have our camp here. Sounds great. Use the cooking pot. Don't really need to. Let's see what we got for food. It's knife, fork. My storage shack. Storage sack, excuse me. Wheel of Pain amulet. Sounds good. That's the one from Conan the Barbarian. Ring of Minor Magica. Might be good to sell. Got some gold earrings we can put on. Well, actually, we can take all this stuff. There's no reason why we couldn't. Sounds. I think I've got immersive sounds or something sound like that's changed. Okay. Okay, we sleep in the bedroll. We have the tankard. Don't think there's anything else we need to do. We are going to take the woodcutter's axe because we don't need anything else. We got to check to see what we have for equipment here. Yeah, there is a bit of a tear. Hold up. Oh well, I'm not going to start focusing on graphical stuff when we don't really care about that. We care about story. So we do have a hunting bow. Okay, that's good. We need to get a two-handed weapon as soon as possible. We also need to find out where we are. We're near... oh, we are near Helgen. Okay. We're right outside of Helgen. What else is here? Okay, so... so there's the path out of Helgen, and there's obviously River... I can't remember the name of any of the towns anymore. Riverview? River Den? River Dance? River whatever. That's there. We got the... there's the what am I trying to say? The mine is there, the iron mine. And then I'm trying to think of anything that's around the location here. Can't think of anything. Alright. No EMB. I remember I did one time in a video I had somebody who absolutely insisted I have an EMB installed. Can you please? Oh, I can't live without my EMB. Well, you know what? We're on Skyrim Special Edition, which means it's a heck of a lot better than it used to be. That tearing is really going to drive me nuts. I don't see it coming across in the video. Actually, I think it's a VSync thing, which I can fix. I'll do that for later when we stop. Okay, so don't really need anything. Let's just go. Yeah, let's just check out Helgen and see what's going on there, because that should be. We obviously are not in Helgen, but we do need some points on our map. We've already got some armor and stuff to set us up too, which is good. What's this? That's to Helgen Keep. Oh wow, we're right on the road to Riverside, whatever, the river that I can't remember. So all we need to do then is sneak up the side a little bit, trip it so that we see big dragon taking off, and then we should be good, because that should start us off. So watch out for Alduin here coming out the top. Yeah, we see nothing. Okay, easy. So we were camping in the woods. We hear all the commotion. We see the smoke. And here we come, and it's already destroyed. So we did not cross the border illegally. We were simply hanging out here. And I wonder if it'll let us even go inside these. It might not. Oh, it will. Okay. I don't know if I want to, because there's not... We'd have to go pretty far down to actually find decent... Here we go. Let's see if we find something. So this gets us back onto the main quest line, like, right now, which is fine. So if you're ever curious about how... If you've got alternate start started, and I think I've got a video on this, sort of. But if you got alternate start started, and you want to get back onto the main quest line because you're not sure how to get into it after doing whatever your alternate start was, you have to go to Helgen and find this journal entry, and that's it. So the first entry, hard to believe I filled up that whole journal already. I never realized how much of Cyrodiil I hadn't seen yet. So much diversity, yet so much destruction from the Great War. A lot of history has been lost here forever. The expedition is ending soon and everyone will be returning home. I have one last task to perform before I do the same. I'll send the other journal ahead with my supplies and the artifacts we recovered. I've received word from my contacts in Skyrim. All seem quiet for now, probably for the first time since High King Torygg was killed. Okay, so now we just learned about how High King Torygg was killed. We didn't know that. Should be able to make the crossing quietly enough during the night, so long as there's no Imperial patrols to deal with. Oh, so this person wasn't even part of the... Okay. This person tried to cross illegally. So much for being discreet. I crossed the border near a small village called Helgen and made my way up to Darkwater Crossing. Oh, that's a place we can check. Unfortunately, I can't get back to my camp now because the area is filled with Imperial patrols. Seems that they're searching for someone very important. If I'm not mistaken, someone they intend to ambush here. This... Oops. Wrong page. This could be the very thing I'm seeking here in Skyrim, but crossing the border is in the dead of night without passing through the checkpoints has turned out to be a very bad plan. Woke up early this morning with an Imperial sword pressed to my neck. A patrol found me camped under a rock outcropping on the edge of the volcanic marshes. I guess it wasn't as well hidden as I thought. I have no idea where they're taking us, but I've been stuffed into the back of a rickety old cart being pulled by an even more rickety looking old nag. At least they let me keep my journal for now. Shore's bones, if I had only known sooner. The ambush, the captives in the cart with me, Stormcloak rebels, led by none other than Ulfric Stormcloak himself. There's no time to explain properly, I scarcely believe it. If I hadn't been for the dragon, I'd not even be here to write this down. Yes, a dragon, big, black, and as large as the towers of the keep itself, swooped in out of nowhere and laid waste the village and the keep. General Tullius didn't take my head today, with the heads of several Stormcloak rebels, but that doesn't matter now. Hadvar and Ralof set aside their differences to help the survivors. They went to the lower keep hours ago. Something about caves with a back entrance. I don't think they're coming back. I'll have to see if I can get out of the city and down to Riverwood. Riverwood! That's what I was trying to think of. Someone needs to warn them. This building won't remain standing much longer. I still can't believe it. A dragon, straight out of the legend. No one back home will ever believe me. So we'll take the journal with us. And now we have a reason to go to Riverwood. We could look to see if there's like equipment down there. But we've got some to start with. So we've actually we can put those on. Put that on too. We've got fur armor to start with, that's great. And we do have a woodcutter's axe, so we have to defend ourselves, but we need to get something a little bit heavier. This is not gonna do us very much. Now, if used by Darkwater Crossing, how far away are we from Darkwater Crossing, I wonder? There's another Stormcloak camp up here, I think. Isn't there? Just up the hill here, right above the rocks? At least I used to remember one being here. I mean, I can see the bear print. I just don't know if it's right over here, or if I have to go a lot further or not. I think I gotta go a lot further, don't I? And the problem is we are not even level 1 right now, so we can totally be annihilated if we're not careful. So that's what I'm trying to prevent. From happening. And we'll have to check out to see. I'm going to check the video really quickly here, so hang on just a second. I'm going to see if I can fix the tearing, but I also want to make sure that the video quality is good too, so hang on for just a moment, and I'll be right back. Okay, sounds like we're good. So, looks like the tearing that I'm experiencing on my end is not coming through the video. You may see a little bit of lagging there, but not like what I'm seeing right now. So that's good. So I can ignore it on my end, that's fine. So let's go to Riverwood, get that started, and see where that takes us. I don't really like necessarily, I mean, basically all we've done is avoid the main quest line, which isn't a bad thing, because it gives us a very clean start, and it's about right for what many roads would be. He would be camping on his own. He would have crossed the border on his own. He probably would have gone through a checkpoint. Oh my goodness, it's right here. Ha! A little bit of lore breaking, but we're gonna do this anyway. This is funny. So, look familiar? I think it'll fit him just perfectly fine, actually. So let's read this. Legend of the Buster Sword. Legends have flown from the ears that of children to the elderly, to be passed down generation after generation, of a sword known as the Buster Sword. Barely any knowledge is known of it anymore, but from what I have personally dug up from some manuscript scrolls, ancient textbooks, and tomes, I finally discovered the legends and story behind it, and here I've written it all down in my journal. According to the legend of the text, the Buster Sword is a wide sword, largely fully grown adult. Swinging the mighty blade is said to have been a quite the Herculean task. Not going to read this all the way through, although it explains. I think you can, yeah. Legend continues to explain this problem was solved by discovering that it was affixed with a magnetic component that allows it to be carried over the shoulder. Blonde-haired hero perished near where the town known as Helgen stands. He thrust it into the rock. Many people have tried to pull this mighty blade from the storm, but have not succeeded. I tried and failed to pull the legendary blade out. Personal assumptions and guesses on the blade is right. Wanting for the right person. It's resting in the shrine outside the gate. True heartened hero to do the right and just in this world. Okay. So, can we take it? Of course we can. So, we now have our first two-handed weapon, which is perfect. Oh wow, and it's got 37 damage. That's actually really, really overpowered. But that might be okay. So now, we've got... So we are now incorporating Final Fantasy VII in this. But, you know, it kind of works. I don't know where he found it. He just found a sword outside of Helgen. So Many Roads is already off the beaten path with a big, huge hunk of steel. It's almost a reference to Berserk. Pretty much is. It's actually clipping through the ground. He's taller than most normal characters because I modded him to be. And it still is through the ground there. And as I usually am, I like to make sure he's not wearing a hat. So I'll take that off as well. Earrings look good? Earrings look okay. Yeah, no, they're all good. Big hoop earrings don't look like something he'd wear. I think he'd have something a little bit more exciting. Yeah, you know, see what I mean about the eyes? Or maybe I mentioned this in one of the other recordings I was showing you, or I was talking about. But the eyes, the eye mod, Eyes of Beauty or whatever, really does a number on the orc eyes. And it really makes it different. You can get the options are red, dragon, gold, black, and some of them can be really striking. But these gray or bluish gray, I really liked them because it makes him look a little bit more readable from a facial expression standpoint. Not that he has to be as an orc, but God, that's a huge sword. Wow. How the heck does that fit in? Alright. So going along the way he finds the Buster Sword. Sure he does. Makes sense. Why not? So how do we work that into the story in my head? Okay, there's Riverwood. Makes sense. Keep falling fast, little fox. This takes me all the way down. Does this go around to Andromeda? This does go around to Andromeda. Maybe. Well, no, he did. He found the sword outside of Helgen. Almost like almost foreshadowing, right? He is the hero that will bring something to this land. I don't know. There was a mod that I had found that actually I have Andromeda installed, which redoes the standing stones as far as their blessings are concerned. But there was a mod that I found once upon a time that completely redid the textures all around it and made it really cool, and I have yet to find it again. It was on one of my earlier playthroughs. I think maybe Couch already had it, but I can't remember what it was. So we're gonna activate the thief. Well, it'll help get our sneak really high really quickly. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I should take a look at this again. I picked up hanging moss, which was not exactly what I was intending. Okay. There's something else with it too. Because Andromeda, which I do have installed, reworks some of those blessings, and I didn't read it fast enough. Okay. So we should probably do this one, because this gets us another. This may get us a level, because we do need a level up. Hi. What? Why are you trying to pick a fight?
That's close enough.
Do you? Am I a threat?
Wait, this is
Whoa! Alright. We are definitely a little overpowered, which is fine. Hide armor and boots. We've got. Yeah, we don't need anything right now. Steel war pick is worth something, though. You know what I mean about him being a little bit beefy? He's a little bit beefy. We do need to give him heavy armor, though, too, because that's the other thing is, let's take advantage of some of those perks that the orc gets. That would also mean that we need to That's what I wanted. Nice shot! Okay, so Many Roads obviously knows what he's doing, which is fine. I'm also playing, I should show you my options here. So we are also playing on, I'm probably just playing on Adept. Yeah, we're just playing on Adept. I don't think I've ever changed the difficulty setting. I just add mods to make things weird. So if you're ever wondering, like, why don't you just crank it all up to maximum? I'm like, no, I'd rather add a bunch of mods that make things all a lot more difficult than I want, and give me some more flexibility that way. So let's see. I can go with the studded armor instead. I'll give you my fur armor, and then I will put on this instead, because I like studded armor better anyway. And then it gets to show off his arm tattoos, which is the whole point. Otherwise, why do I have arm tattoos if I can't see him? Did I do this? Did I? Okay, that was the one. Oh no, I hit him on the stairs. That's right. I had the lucky shot to clean through their heads. Was not expecting that. So we'll use light armor until we find and stumble upon our first heavy armor set, and then we can switch to whatever heavy armor we get. But right now we can kind of just do with the light stuff, because why not? Right? See, he's huge. He really is. You've had me working down here for days now. Not that. No, it's not that the time is getting. It's not the time that's getting to me though. It's these tunnels. I've told them countless times to add extra supports to the weak sections of the tunnel. Only been more. If we only had more of those wooden beams that we had reinforced with bronze bottoms. Honestly, if I hear the earth shift one more time above my head, I'll be stressed. I may stop drinking for good. I mean, what's a Nord without his mead? I still read that book every playthrough. We need to eat some stuff, because I have been gathering ingredients, but we haven't actually been going through them. There we go. This is probably where I develop all my torches. So I end up with having 30 torches in my inventory, and I keep wondering, why? How am I picking up so many torches? I pick them all up early game. Okay. Let's see how badass this sword really is. 37 is really high early game. I'd be the one you're looking for. It even sounds like the sword from Berserk. It's just a big hunk of metal I'm hitting people with. There's studded armor. There's a lockpick. Did I hit the other guy too? You're the one I hit before. Let's see. Do you have steel weapons already? I could sell them all for money. How much money do I have actually? Oh, I have 144 gold. Not great. We'll take all sorts of other stuff instead. Something sounded funny. Oh, it's really well lit down here. Where is he? Just me. Night night. There we go. Now I don't even need two-handed weapons because we already got a very large, very overpowered sword. We do need a player home quickly. There's money right there. Okay. I can sell that and get more out of it than if I try to unenchant it, disenchant it, de-enchant it, whatever you want to call it. Potatoes. Don't need potatoes yet. Salt piles. Use those for cooking. Don't need to cook yet. Okay, is there anything in here I need? I always feel like there's a... No, there's a gold There's a sack of coins in one of the one of the cells when you're coming out of Helgen. There's not one here. And I'm not mining any of this, you know, any of the all the ore samples that are down here. I'm sorry, iron samples that are down here. We could totally mine them all. See, the thing that's also kicking ass, we have steel arrows. That's an orc smith. He's never an orc smith. Bye-bye. That's everybody. We just got the clear sound. That's insane. But he's an orc. I didn't know he was an orc. I'm sorry. I can't move him. No, because I pinned him to the wooden railing. Oh well, sorry. Didn't know you were down here. Light armor forging. We're almost to level 1. Iron ore. I guess we can take it right now. Iron ingot. Wow. These workbenches are different. So this must be part of the mod I've got. Or one of many mods that I've got installed. A couple of different overhaul ones. Although the water still looks the same. Don't know which overhaul one it would be though. But I've got a couple of them there. We are on special edition. But typically he's not an orc down here. Let's see if we can make something really quick. What do we have available to us right now for armor? Can I make any heavy armor right now? We can make banded. We can make iron. We can make barbarian armor. And that's about it. Bunch of different shields and stuff. Oh, we can make brigand plate armor. We can make the Santa hat. So I guess we're going to be taking our stuff before we make our stuff. At least for a little while here. That is what it seems to be. Ah, here is the loo. Do not take the bucket of poop. Okay. We'll run around here. And you got just annihilated right away. Nothing I need to take. What's this over here? Oh, you got a katana. You've got an iron nodachi. Oh, I wanted to use that instead. I was like, if we got one of these started, that would be an awesome two-handed weapon to have. But we got the Buster Sword. That's 14 compared to my 37. So I guess that's a good thing, because otherwise we have not gone through the tutorial essentially. So we are still fairly squishy. So that big sword is going to help us stay alive a little longer than we would normally be. That's how I'm justifying it. I'm keeping it. You can't make me not. It is from... That's from John Skyrim's mods. So if you're looking for it on the Nexus... Look at all this money. That's where it's coming from. I should have looked to see how much it was worth, too. Large sack, flour, apples. Nothing really too. Ooh, that's right, the chest. Keep forgetting about these. There we go. There's another one, too, over yonder. So that's good. Yeah, see right there, you probably didn't see it, but I can see it on mine, where I got, there's a big tear on the bottom. But it doesn't look like it's recording that way. So if it ends up that way, I'm sorry. But we do what we can. Give me all of this. Thank you. Oh, I could just jump down. Nah, I don't know. So all we've learned so far is many roads is opportunistic like anybody else. If he finds a bandit camp that's all about, wow, that's kind of cool. That one's a little bit pixelated, but this is neat. This is different. Okay. So he has no problem wiping out bandits and taking all their stuff. Very orc-like of him, which is fine. Oh good, you can see the level right above my head. I was worried about that. Actually, I'm going to move it down a little bit. So, give me just a second. Yeah, we do this stuff on the fly. So, I just need to grab it. And then move it down just a little bit. And then we will relock it. There we go. Thank you for your patience. Alright, so we are out. We can just go to Riverwood. Because that's the only marker we really have, I think. Right? Live another life, yeah. Investigate the cave mentioned in the journal or warn the residents of Riverwood. We didn't want to go in the cave, so we're not going to. This one we did already. Yep. So this is live another life, right? So this is what we're talking about. So we basically just bypassed seeing Alduin. So we don't even know that dragons are around. We saw the journal talk about it, but he could be an idiot. The guy who wrote the journal entry. Ooh. Oh, the sun looks cool. Can I wanted the mushrooms. Those are just for, those are looking mushrooms, not eating mushrooms? There we go. So this must be JK's Skyrim that did the little pop-in deal. So JK's Skyrim does an overhaul of all the cities, and there's a pack you can find that includes them all, as opposed to doing them one by one. And that looks to be what we've got going on here.
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
What? What is it now, Mother?
It was as big as the mountain and black as night. It flew right over the barrel.
Dragons now, is it? Please, Mother. If you keep on like this, everyone in town will think you're crazy. And I've got better things to do than listen to more of your fantasies.
You'll see. It was a dragon. It'll kill us all and then you'll believe me.
So what do you think about that, Many Roads? Just call you Roads for now. We have a full blacksmith thing here. Shop. There's coal here and everything. I can use the smelter? I'll use the smelter, sure, because we can use the... Yeah, I'm not going to use the gold ingots anyway. This should be from the iron ore. Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. And we can melt down other things. So that's the Ars Metallurgica, I think is the mod. So I got a mod installed that I can search ore storage. Well, wait. This is his shop. I'm not going to do that. So, do we talk to Alv? I'm an orc. I'm going to go to the smith first. Hey.
Ain't every day we get visitors in Riverwood.
A dragon attacked Helgen and destroyed it.
What? A dragon? In Helgen? That explains what I saw earlier. Flying down the valley from the south. I was hoping I was wrong about what I thought it was.
I didn't see it. Dragon flew off this way. You must have seen it.
You're right. I saw it. Didn't want to believe my own eyes, so. A dragon. Here in Skyrim. What's this world coming to? First the war, now dragons. Trouble loves company, they say. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless.
Okay.
We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever soldiers he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
Oh, how do I get to Whiterun from here? I don't know my way around.
Cross the river and then head north. You'll see it just past the falls. When you get to Whiterun, just keep going up. When you get to the top of the hill, you're at Dragon's Reach, the Jarl's palace.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you need help around the forge?
Yes, actually.
We'll go through
How
this
about
quick.
you smith me an iron dagger? Here's everything you need to make one. Go ahead.
I've done this 100 times just as much as you have. We're going to kick through this really quickly. So let me do this. Look at me. I'm so fancy. Iron dagger. Make sure it's like the real iron dagger. Is that the one? How many can I... Yeah, this is... Okay, I thought there was another iron dagger I can make, but I guess that's something different. By the way, check this out. This is another one from John Skyrim. There's going to be a couple of somewhat immersion-breaking mods in this. So, just to warn you. That's one of them. Okay.
Not shabby. Apprentice level work, but solid. Keep at it. Pray the god, not bad.
Apprentice level work?
Now, how about you sharpen it up? Just need a bit of metal and the grindstone over there.
Apprentice level work. I'll show him apprentice level worker. What do you think of that?
You looking for a new blade?
I sharpened it.
This looks good.
Yeah.
Put time into your blades. They'll serve you well when you need them. You want to keep helping? How about you make some armor? Let's start by tanning some leather on the rack.
Okay. I can do that. Tan some leather on the rack.
Ah, good. Let's see if you can make a hide helmet. Here's the rest of what you need.
Hide helmet. I can do that. I can do it like nobody else can.
You the sneaky type?
I could be.
I should hire you to be my assistant at this rate.
That's right.
Let's improve the fit.
Okay.
Take this leather to the workbench over there.
Excuse me. Let me use this thing. Alright. Hide helmet. There we are.
You have talent. Keep working at your craft, and you'll be a fine smith one day. Why don't you keep that dagger and helmet? Maybe you'll remember me when you're making Skyforge steel, huh?
I have no idea what Skyforge steel is, but I'm all for it.
Blades, helmets.
I mean, I do. I know what this is. I'm playing the character a little bit at this point. So let's get rid of that fine iron dagger. We can get rid of that. I don't wear helmets ever. We'll wait till we get something heavy and then I can wear a helmet. Get rid of this one. Let's see what he's got for... Well, let's see what he'll buy. How about that? The Buster Sword is 1100. Wow. Makes sense. So, let's see here. Gold ingot for 32. Did I pick up anything else that I need? No. Okay. I think we're alright. I don't think there's anything else we really need. The only other thing I could do here would be to buy some iron. He doesn't even have iron armor. So.
Until next time.
Right. So what would you do next? You just had to go tell the Jarl something. We have to eventually go back to here anyway. I've never done it where we go to Whiterun before we do Bleak Falls Barrow. So let's do that. I think that might be fun. We are going to save our game though. And it is... So... 6-6. There we go. Are you carrying a sword on your hip? Yeah, you are. Here's a puppy. Okay. This is cool, though. This is like a completely revamped Riverwood. I like that. So we've got all sorts of stuff here. That's what I keep forgetting to install. I was going to install a fishing mod and I never did. We got to get that. We have to get that installed. Eventually. Also, too, what we should do is, let's see, create item. Okay, so that's something we might want to keep track of. Build a campfire. So that's related to the camping mod. Flames, don't really care about that. Healing, let's do mark that one. Berserker Rage, you do you take half damage and do double damage for 60 seconds. That seems like it could be very valuable. Tenets of Trinimac, there we go. Oh, what's the Thief's Path? Oh, it's just thief skills are all 10% faster, that's it. That's actually going to help round us out more than anything else. Let's go straight to Whiterun. I think that's what he would do. to be honest. And that'll get us covering a little bit more territory. Yeah, the tree isn't making noise like it normally does. Interesting. Okay. Cross the bridge. We'll head on down. So we got tied into the main quest line way quicker than I thought we would. Actually. Don't think you want to do that. There we go. Almost getting to level 1. Now, did I install my favorite house? I didn't yet. Okay, so there's still, like I said, there's still a bunch of mods that I have not installed yet. And I was gonna go with Riverside Manor again, which is the house that takes it takes this section. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll change my mind. We'll see. Very organic, this playthrough, let me tell you. And we do need to make the Inigo run. I just don't know if we're gonna do that today or not. How would I even know about him is the problem. Oh, what's going on here? Stormcloak prisoner. Would he free him?
Citizen, I'm warning you. Your presence is interfering with Imperial business. Be gone.
I don't think he'd get involved just yet. I think the idea would bother him. Oh. You guys okay over here?
You handle yourself well. You could make for a decent shield, brother.
What? What are you talking about?
An outsider, eh?
Very much so.
Ever heard of the Companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor.
Okay.
And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough.
Well, let's see. Ha! I think he'd say this. I think he'd say it sounds like a waste of time. Because I don't have the time to do that.
Well, nobody asked you. If you think you're better than we are, go talk to Codlap Whitemane. See what a warrior of true metal is like.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'll take my arrows back though. Thanks. Okay. Oh, actually what I'm gonna do. Oh no, that actually looks okay. With it glitching through the sword like that, that's fine. I mean, it makes sense for him to carry that size of a sword. He's probably the only one who can lift it. Maybe that's gonna be part of his orc name. Maybe part of his orc name is Guts something something. I mean, Guts sounds like a good first name for an orc. Don't know what his family name would be. Guts, Grub, or something like that. Ah, here we go. Let's see what they say.
Halt.
Yes?
City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only.
Okay. Let's see. I have news about the dragons. Why not?
But we'll be keeping an eye on you.
We're still not even at level 1 yet, and we're almost on to like the first dragon fight. which we're kind of ready for, I think. But we're also to Whiterun right away. So would he go straight to the Jarl right now? Would he care? We're trying to do this to make a name for ourselves, right? Because the more clout and personal reputation that he gains does nothing but help him make a bigger impact.
That size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job.
Wow.
But don't expect a miracle.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. Oh, you're done for the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think he probably would go straight to the Jarl. So we'll go straight to the Jarl. We'll take Rhodes with us. What are you wearing? That's awfully shiny, Bellathor. My goodness. Okay.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
Wow. All the cities are a lot cooler. Alright, we have a lot of stuff to explore then. The stonework is all different. That's all mods. So if everything looks a little bit slightly different, that's all related. Like I said, or maybe I didn't mention this, is that the mod list, I'm having a tough time figuring out where the best place to locate it will be. It may just be on the Patreon page for now. Give a good reason for going there.
With this talk of dragons, world's gone mad, I say.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. So if I find a place where I can host it on the Patreon page, that's a permanent link I can keep, that might be the way to go. Otherwise, I'll just host it somewhere and then refer back to it. Wow. This looks pretty good. Orc comes walking in here with a huge sword.
My lord, please. This is no time for rash action. I just think we need more.
Oh, hi.
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgruuf is not receiving visitors.
Alvor sent me. Riverwood is in danger.
As Housecarl, my job is to deal with all dangers that threaten the Jarl or his people. So you have my attention. Now explain yourself.
Okay. Dragon has destroyed Helgen.
You know about Helgen?
I don't give a shit about giving it directly to the
Jarl will
Jarl.
want to speak to you personally. Approach.
He will? Alright, perfect.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes?
I don't care about Ulfric Stormcloak. It means nothing to me. I mean, we read the journal, but I don't know what that name means. I mean, he's tied up with Stormcloaks. Okay, great.
My spear Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. The dragon is lurking in the mountains.
The Jarl of Falkreath will view that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not.
I'll not stand idly by while a dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service. I won't forget it.
Okay.
Take this as a
There we
small
go.
token of my esteem.
Perfect.
There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons
Alright. But we can put that armor on. So that's a good bonus. So we're up already a little bit. There. Ooh. Neck's a little constricting, but you'll be okay, I hope. We do have unread books glow on too, so that's why those are all glowing blue over there, because I haven't touched them yet this playthrough. So actually we can feel them up real quickly just to get them done. Chance is folly. Holds of Skyrim. That's fine. Dwemer inquiries. Meh. Brief history of the Empire. Darkest Darkness. Is this the vampire thing? Daedric. Daedric Lords. Oblivion. Daedric Artifacts. Mehrunes Razor. He may worship, or Rhodes may be interested on the Trinamax side, but it doesn't mean that he's not interested in both anyway. Nothing. No reference to... There we go. The crocodile-headed humanoid Daedra called the Daedroth is a servant of Molag Bal, while the giant but dim-witted Ogrim is a servant of Malakath. Really? Ogrim are servants of Malakath. I'll have to remember that one. Alright. The Wisp Mother. Similar to Astros Makai. Interesting. Okay. Ode to the Tundra Striders. Yep. Nah, nothing really. Cats of Skyrim. The catalog would say is indigenous cats. Saber cats. Whoa, wait, what? The average saber cat. Okay. Tooth of the cat for stamina. Okay. That's all we got. Okay. We are now reading up.
Someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill him in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragon.
We missed it. Delphine's here. If you go to Farengar first, before talking to the Jarl. Missed it.
I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of
I was gonna try and do that this time.
that may or may not actually be there.
Alright, where am I going? What am I fetching?
Straight to the point, eh?
Yes.
No need for tedious hows and whys.
Mm-mm.
I like that. Leave those details to your betters, am I right?
No, I wouldn't say betters.
Learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself.
Okay. So do I need anything here? Nah, we've read all that.
You know, if you've got the
Priority.
aptitude, you should join the
Anything we
mage's
can use to
college
fight
in
this
Lisa.
dragon or dragons. We need it quickly, before it's too late.
Of course, Jarl Valbooth. You seem to have found me an able assistant. I'm sure he will prove most useful.
Succeed in this, and you'll be rewarded. Whiterun will be in your debt.
Lightweight player head tracking is installed, and it's a little bit weird. So I'm not sure if it actually is picking up on something or if it's running into a problem with the mod. But that's why he's turning his head occasionally. Maybe it'll just be a personality quirk that he's got. But that's where you'll see him suddenly turn his head towards people. It's supposed to be whoever's talking, but we'll have to see. Because if I go into settings, usually there's... I thought there was a mod control here for it. Oh no, not this. No, 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 no. Escape. Don't. Well, That's not going to get me what I want. Because it's going to take forever to load at this point. Well, this might be a good place to stop for now, for the evening anyway. We've seen the beginning of it. We'll wait for the mod store to load up, which I'm not using any mods from the Bethesda store. But next time we start getting into this, we will go a little bit further with the main quest line, at least to... Well, we have to go through the Dragonstone, so we actually will go a little bit sideways with that. So we'll go on this quest to get the Dragonstone. We'll run into... oh, what's his face? The shopkeeper and his sister first, so we can pick up that quest and complete that in the same time. I know you can just get the Dragonstone, get the Dragon Claw, come back out and do it that way, but I kind of want to meet him first. So we'll just, you know, go get some supplies and do that. Part of that too is because when we go to make the run to Bleak Falls Barrow, there's a good chance that I'm going to run into another mod that I have that I like having called Draugr Patrols. And Draugr Patrols are high level, which means we almost have to avoid them. So what we may do is try to find an excuse to make the Inigo run. And I call it that because I do this in almost any game, is I try to get Inigo involved as fast as possible. And if you're not familiar with the follower mod Inigo is one of the reasons I keep playing Skyrim as much as I do. So we will take a look at that once we get to that point. But it looks like my game doesn't want to actually let me go through this. So I'm going to let this run through. I'm going to leave it loaded. But for all of you, thank you so much for watching a little bit of the beginning of this. And then keep the playlist loaded, or keep monitoring the playlist for updated episodes. And we'll try to get one every Wednesday, or at least try to get them released on Wednesdays, since we don't usually have a stream on Wednesday. And that will be when we kind of get these going. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.